What is the best neighborhood to stay in Athens, Greece? So it's a lot bigger than it looks. The fact that it's a couple thousand years old makes it even more amazing. There are definitely a few things you need to know before you visit the Acropolis. So hang out with me for about 10 minutes and I'll give you a sneak peek into the coolest, hippest neighborhood here in Athens. This is where you're going to want to stay when you come to visit Athens. This neighborhood is so cool, so fun. Such good food. Easy access to everything. And also, I'm going to take you up into the Acropolis and show you the view at sunset. And anyway, this video is fun. This is something that should be on your bucket list. You know, in your life, you should visit Athens at least once. I mean, you know, the Acropolis and Parthenon, we're talking not 1,000 years old, not 2,000 years old. We're talking 2,500 years old. You know, it's jaw-dropping, it's amazing. So hang out with me for about 10 minutes and I'll just take you on a little sneak peek. And show you the energy and the life around this neighborhood. And take you up and show you some really cool stuff. So yeah, thanks for hanging out with me. This was my very first view of Athens as I arrived by cruise ship early morning. And it was a beautiful first impression, I'll tell you that. But anyway, if you do arrive into Athens and you want to stay here for 3 to 5 days, I'm going to give you a short visit to absolutely the best neighborhood that you want to hang out in, you want to stay in to experience Athens. No doubt about it. So hang out with me and I'm going to show you around. You're going to get a feel for the neighborhood. And it makes it really easy to explore Athens by being in the Plaka District. That's what it's known as, the Plaka District. You're going to really get a good feel of it after today's video. So this is actually my view of the Acropolis right from my window of the apartment that I rented on Booking.com. So I stayed here for 5 days and 5 nights. I had an amazing visit to Athens. I got my apartment through Booking.com, as I mentioned. It had a direct view and a balcony looking directly at the Acropolis, which if you stay in the Plaka District, there are many accommodations like that. And it makes it so easy to explore what you're going to want to explore while you're in Athens. So, I mean, hands down, the Plaka District is the best #1 place you want to stay while you're exploring this amazing city. So be sure to hang out with me for a bit because the #1 thing you're going to want to do in Athens, and you're definitely going to do this while you're in Athens, you're going to visit the Acropolis, you're going to go up on Acropolis Hill, you're going to check out the Parthenon. I mean, this is definitely a must-do while you're in Athens. But there are ways to do it that are much better than other ways. And so it's really important, actually, that you hang out and you understand how to best visit the Acropolis. Otherwise, it can make your experience very different and quite stressful, actually. So it's much bigger in person than it looks like from photos, I can tell you that. I do the best I can with giving you video, but it's not the same as being here. Wow. So I usually don't visit museums unless it's a rainy day or I have nothing else to do. I get quite bored in a museum. However, the Acropolis Museum is different. Absolute exception. You must visit the Acropolis Museum if you want to make sense of the Acropolis. And I would advise you to visit the Acropolis museum before you actually climb the hill to go visit the Acropolis. It'll make everything come together much better. It'll make much more sense than when you actually visit the Acropolis, which could actually appear just like a bunch of rubble once you get up there if you don't know how to put the pieces together. Visiting the museum is actually very, very helpful to doing that. And also, I will tell you that the Acropolis Museum, that's a minimum of 2 hours, and I think you could easily spend 4 hours inside the museum. So for me, Acropolis Museum the day before, and then the Acropolis itself the next day. But whatever you like, but these are my suggestions. So I paid a little extra money and hired a private guide to kind of guide me through this and give me some history about this. And it actually, for me, was really helpful and brought the whole thing to life. It made a big difference in my perception of checking this thing out. As you would view each thing, she would tell you the significance of this or that. It really was actually worth the extra money. You know me, I'm not part of the big flag-waving tour group, so I didn't do anything big like that. But me and just about 4 or 5 other people, and I pay extra money for that, but that's okay. I can't stand big groups. But yeah, this was good. Really interesting. I learned a lot. As you can see, the view from Acropolis Hill is quite sweeping, stunning, magical. So another tip, I would definitely buy the tickets to the Acropolis online the day before. Otherwise, you can stand in very long lines to get your tickets. And depending on what time you're doing it, you could be standing in sweltering heat. So it's a lot bigger than it looks. It's amazing. And the fact that it's a couple thousand years old makes it even more amazing. So, yeah. Okay, another tip. I would prefer doing this visit definitely in the mornings or in the late afternoons. So I chose to do the late afternoon visit, which for me was definitely the way to go, because you can combine a late afternoon visit to the special sunset location rock, so you can catch the sunset before you head down. And for me, yay, I was very happy with that decision. And hang out with me and you'll see why. This is a really important tip here. While you're in Athens, don't miss the opportunity to make your way to Mars Hill to catch the sunset. In fact, many people don't know about this unless they watch a video like this or someone tells them about it. But, this is a really great vantage point to catch a view of the Acropolis as well as catch this sunset view. Wow. And you got to make sure you do this. So after watching the sunset from the Acropolis, this is the walk down. It's pretty spectacular. So around every corner here in the Plaka neighborhood, there's history everywhere. There's ruins everywhere. There's plaques showing you what this is and what that is. And, it's very interesting. Anytime you need a break, there's a cafe to pop into. There is gelato to consume. There is music in the streets. I felt safe 100% everywhere I went. I really enjoyed my stay in Plaka here in Athens. So I really, I cannot wait to go back and do this again. So as you enjoy this part of the world, be sure to check out my Santorini video and my Corfu video. You're going to love these videos.
Build castles in the sky, visit to a bird.
Thanks so much for hanging out with me today, and I hope to see you in the next adventure.